The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
If you're so inclined, we don't give the weather except for game day, but just a little helping man and woman. We're expecting some rain here this morning. So I got some raindrops sprinkling on my.
Did you really?
On my windshield on the West Loop coming to work this morning. So
maybe rainstorms or rain?
No, just some drips.
Okay.
But it just is like enough that my wipers came on. But it's just between now and about 7 or so that we might have a little bit of rain. So just keep that in mind if you're inclined to take an umbrella, or if you're okay, just run into your front door. Then that's
so. If you got a tea time this morning, you can probably.
Well, I don't think there's any lightning, so yeah. I mean, it is. If you got tea time.
But remember, Craig, you can dodge lightning.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you can.
I'm not near as quick as I used to be, Jeff.
Yeah, if you got a tea time,
long morning show gag.
If you got a tea time this morning, this is a working group here. Okay, this is not. This is not going to the pro shop and solving the problems of the world and then going out and playing 18 or in some cases, I may just play 12 today.
Yeah.
Are you one of those guys? Do you play? You don't play a lot of golf, do you?
No, not a whole lot, but I enjoy playing. I'm not very good, so I just enjoy being outdoors and so forth. But it's I could see where it'd be real addictive, especially if you're good at it.
Right.
I can only take so much punishment. My golf game is punishing sometimes.
Well, you could go out to the Rawls course. You could go out there. You could go out there and hang all day, and people would. They'd probably pay you to be out there.
You could putt all day, or go to
you go
hitting bays, and
right, and you can go in and have yourself a cold drink and something to eat and just you could just kind of hold court there if you wanted to.
Yeah, that could be a stopping point.
If you're trying to escape the house a little bit. 6:34 this morning here on the morning. Meanwhile, the rest of us, we're just working, and trying to kind of keep food on the table. But that's good that you're able to do that.
You know what they say?
What's that?
Been there, done that.
Right. You've been there and done that. Okay, Jeff had a story in the Sports Center about the men's and women's basketball tournament. The committees meeting this week to discuss expansion. No immediate decisions, but they had talked about expanding from 68 to 72 or 76. This is from Dave Gavitt, the senior vice president of basketball. The still viable outcomes include the tournaments remaining at 68 or expanding the fields to either 72 or 76 in advance of the 26 or 27 championships. I don't know what that means, viable. I mean, because
it means that they haven't made a decision yet.
Well, but I mean, this is the 25-26 season is upon us.
Right.
So the 26 championships, if you were going to make a move for the 26 championships, you would make the move now.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's saying is that if it's going to happen, it's going to happen pretty quick, but it hasn't happened yet. The one thing that I read about that story that I thought was very telling, Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, and although their basketball is not as good as their football,
I don't know. This past year was pretty good.
Yeah, but he said the format now is leaving too many good teams out, so that tells me they're going to expand.
I don't know how you could possibly say that.
I don't know.
I mean, that's a crock. We all know that.
And I think he's thinking that some of these automatic qualifiers from the Sun Belt or somebody else,
it's costing somebody
number 10 in the SEC is better than they are.
Gavitt also said the NCAA has had, quote, good conversations with its TV partners, CBS and Warner Brothers.
Show me the money.
Their deal runs through 2032 at the cost around $1.1 billion. I wonder if you're at CBS and Warner Brothers and you're looking at this and they're going, what this is a money grab, guys. This is not about getting 4 more, quote, good basketball teams in or 6 more good basketball teams in. This is about how much more money can we squeeze out of CBS and Warner Brothers. And they got to go and look at their model and go, okay, we are paying $1.1 billion. We've got to make that up.
Yep.
Can we sell? Okay, so what's the return for them? Is it
because you're going to make it up in the first round, the pregame, whatever they call it.
But I mean, how much more can you sell? And what's the number where it makes sense for you? Is it okay? We're spending 1.1. We're spending 1.1 billion. Can we sell 1.5 billion, $2 billion worth of advertising?
Can we? Yeah.
It's hard. That's
big.
A gigantic number.
Yep.
Just when you're even at the network level, that is a huge number.
Well, and you've also got the concern of all your partners. Can you squeeze those games into their schedule? And the TNTs, the True TVs, and everything.
There's plenty of channels.
Yeah, but are they willing to add games?
At expense.
If the money's right,
at expense.
And so what's that do? That raises what you gotta
and what
the bar is as far as what you can sell it for.
And I'm sure those contracts are written to the point where it's not favorable to CBS or Warner Brothers because they would just, the NCAA would say to them, "Oh, okay, well you guys don't want those games?
Yeah.
Oh, Amazon is over here, and they're more than willing to put those games on a stream, and they're going to pay us $500,000 to do that."
And Chuck, if I'm not mistaken, and I have not seen the books in the recent years, but the NCAA basketball tournament was the number one financial vehicle for the NCAA.
That's correct. That's still correct.
Yep.
Because they don't get anything from football.
That's right. So you got to believe that the expenses for the NCAA are not going down.
No.
So what have they got to do? They got to raise some more money. They got to get revenue somehow. So where do they go? They go to their engine and try to, make that engine bigger and better.
I wonder, and Charlie Baker, who's the NCAA president, he mentioned increasing difficult logistics involved with adding teams to what is now known as the first four. I wonder if they add these additional games, if they would go back to the football model and go, you know what, we're going to play some of these games in home arenas.
Yeah. And
because it makes it increasingly difficult for people to travel every weekend to go to these games.
Yeah, and I also think that you look at putting them in geographic groups, like the winners of this is going to the West Regional, the winner of this is going to so you don't have to go from Philadelphia to L.A. on Wednesday after you played Tuesday.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Today is July the 11th, 2025, 7-Eleven. No longer in business here. Changed to other things. With this day in sports history, here's Jeff McGuire.
Going to start us in 1914. Future Baseball Hall of Fame slugger Babe Ruth makes his major league debut as a pitcher for the Boston Red Sox and earns a 4-3 win against the Cleveland Naps at Fenway Park.
And no, I did not see that game.
Cleveland Naps?
Naps. 1950. The 17th Major League Baseball All-Star Game took place. National League wins 4-3 in 14 innings at Comiskey Park. In Chicago, sorry. Ted Williams breaks his elbow in the game.
Wow.
In the first extra inning All-Star Game.
But Boston was happy about that.
In 1950, the surgical procedure of that was probably pretty substantial.
Yeah, we'll see you next year.
Yeah.
1971, Phillies' Deron Johnson hits 3 home runs, completing a streak of 4 consecutive home runs over 2 games. 1985, Astros' Nolan Ryan becomes the first to strike out 4,000 batters. Anybody want to guess who number 4,000 was? Played for the Mets.
He played for the Mets. What position did he play?
I have no idea. I've never heard of this guy before.
Who was it?
Danny Heap.
Oh, I remember Danny Heap. He was a journeyman player, but yeah.
And in 2023, starting third baseman for the American League All-Star team.
Josh Young?
former Texas Tech Red Raider and current Texas Ranger. Well, current. Well, he's on the Rangers. He's still there. He's just on a minor league assignment.
They're paying him.
Josh Young. AL wins 3-2. It is Make Your Own Sunday Day.
Okay.
National Blueberry Muffin Day.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I'm for that.
National French Fries Day.
I'm for that.
Yeah.
Best French fries, Jeff. Fast food.
You know, I can make wings at home, but there's something about going to Wingstop.
Okay.
Really?
It's just better fries.
Yep. They season them real
They
well.
really, really do.
Yep.
I think the hot fries at Mickey D's are the best.
Yeah, they're pretty good. That'd be my top
The
two.
fresh hot fries at Mickey D's are the best.
I'd say that the Redhead has the best average fry.
The redhead.
Well, they don't
Ronald.
advertise with us, so I'm not giving them advertising.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
But the Redhead,
I don't care for that place.
her average fry is probably better than McDonald's average fry, but the extreme high of the Golden Arches is higher.
Yeah.
All of them inferior to the tater tot, by the way. Big time. Happy birthday. Going out to David Thetford. Turned 72 today.
Wow.
James Hadnot would have celebrated a birthday today, but he passed away in 2017.
He was a Morning Drive listener, too. That's when we lost. We can't afford to lose him.
Well, we get new ones every day.
We do.
This person off the Yates Learning Center chat line talks about the drive-in place.
They're a customer.
They may be great, but I'm only ever getting tater tots there because they have that as an option.
Yeah, Sonic fries are criminally underrated. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not knocking them,
Yeah.
but I'm getting tater tots when I go there. Because, again, tater tots, superior version. Bruce McGill, Chuck knows him better as D-Day.
Oh, yeah, from Animal House.
Is 75. Joey Bosa, 30. Andre Johnson, 44. And Dalton Schultz is 29.
Daniel Simpson Day.
Daniel Simpson?
That
was D-Day's name.
That was his name, Daniel Simpson Day.
He was also MacGyver's best friend, Jack.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And on this day in 1804, gentlemen, one of the most famous duels in American history. Vice President Aaron Burr fatally shoots longtime political antagonist Alexander Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
Hamilton was a leading Federalist and the chief architect of the American political economy. He would die the following day. And that is this day in sports history.
This day in sports
you
history.
just thought today's politics were nuts.
Right. I don't want to give anybody a gun today. Danny Heap, a two-time World Series champion, played for the Mets in '86 and then played for the Dodgers in 1988. But how about this? How about this about Danny Heap? He's a San Antonio kid, still alive. He was acquired by the New York Mets. How about this for a bad baseball trade? After hitting .237 with 4 home runs and 22 RBI in 85 games with the Astros, in 1982 he was acquired by the Mets for Mike Scott at the winter meetings. Mike Scott, who would go on to have a great career, winning 124 and losing 108. But man, he was really special.
He was money.
Well, and you know what's funny is in '86 he wins the Cy Young. He's also the MVP for the National League Championship Series in '86, even though they lost to the Mets. That was, if you're an Astro fan and you're probably my age or Craig's, those were painful times to be a Houston Astro fan in '81, and their success in the 70s and the 80s were pretty high.
Yep.
They just could not get over the hump.
Yeah, and you wanted to pull for them mainly because of their flamethrower, Nolan Ryan.
I would say I rooted more for J.R. Richard.
Yeah.
And Mike Scott probably than Nolan Ryan. I was never a big Nolan Ryan fan. Him pitching for the California Angels and pitching against the Royals all those years. And I still think of Nolan Ryan as a bit of a pedestrian pitcher. because, he lost as many as he won.
Yeah.
He was
But
good.
he looked good losing. He'd have 20 strikeouts, but he wouldn't win the game.
Yeah. So anyway, and then they mentioned that Danny Heap was Nolan Ryan's 4,000th strikeout victim on July 11th, 1985. But he's two-time World Series winner. So, and he played his college baseball, Craig, at St. Mary's in San Antonio.
Huh.
So there you go. That's a little conversation starter if you're looking for one.
Yep.
Today, do you ever look for conversation starters, or are you a conversation starter person, or are you a kind of sit in the background and wait for people to start the conversation?
A little of both, but I'll read something not with the intent of reading it for a conversation, and I'll get a nugget out of there that I think would induce really good conversation. I really enjoy listening to people's opinions about certain things, and especially those people that I value their opinion. But
you're with two guys that love giving their opinion. I'm not sure that we're as interested in anybody else's. Is that a fair statement, Jeff?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yes, that's fair. I mean,
he didn't hesitate when he said that either.
We get this. I knew this was going to draw some people off sides. It takes offense to win in baseball, Chuck. Nolan was anything but pedestrian. I'm just telling you. I mean, is he a Hall of Famer? Yes. And Robert points out that Nolan Ryan was traded for Buddy Harrelson. Yeah, I mean, that was not a good. But Nolan Ryan in 1969, 1970 was not Nolan Ryan like he was in the mid 70s. But they missed on him. The Mets did. They missed on Mike Scott, and they missed on Nolan Ryan in terms of developing a pitcher or having the patience to stay with one.
Yep.
All right, just before 7 this morning here on the Morning Drive, we'll continue the conversation. Maybe get to a little. There's a question on the Yates Flooring Center chat line that I want to answer with regard to Texas Tech football and keeping people happy. We'll get to that.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Morning here on the Morning Drive. Everybody woke up a little bit late this morning. We get this. Good morning, y'all. TGIF driving to Lubbock today. #Wreck 'em. Yes, well, good luck to you. We get this from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Jeff, will Jamie not let you take a vacation day?
Well, when Choice takes every other 3 days off, someone's got to fill in for him.
Is he off again?
He's off again.
Where's he off to now?
Not my job.
Yeah.
My job is to fill in.
Okay.
And when the next available week for me to disappear for a week, the week before football season starts.
Oh, that's not a good week.
No, so I'm doing it the second week of football season, and I don't care.
Okay. And then Sneed.
You actually think anybody in this building would let me take a week off during football season on a home game?
No.
Right. Yeah, I can. It's just the timing of it this particular year has sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just been there's a very small window.
Yeah.
To be able to do that.
So will he let me? Yes. Will he let me when Choice and Chuck are gone? No. Will he let me when Choice and Clint are gone? No. Will he let me when Sneed is gone for a week and Josh is out? No, because we have shifts that need to get filled.
I think Sneed's going to be here on Monday. Good morning, guys from Dallas. I've been a season ticket holder for 17 years, and I will never quit going. Red Raider for life from Pepsi Man.
Good for you.
Pepsi Man, did you move, or are you just traveling?
Good for you.
How are tickets sold out when Tech offers Tech employees dollar tickets to terrible games that Kirby has scheduled? Look, dude, they're sold out, okay? Yeah. They've sold out one game. If you want to get a ticket to a Texas Tech game or any game, there is always a way, okay? There's plenty of ticket outlet places that you can go, okay? Plenty of places that you can go. But, we've got 7 home games. There's 2 of them that are, and 1 really that you kind of go, oh, man. But you know what? You got to have some of those games because guess what? Alabama, Ohio State, Texas, you name them, Penn State, they're all playing cupcakes at some point in time in the season. They're all. I mean, you can't play. You can't. I mean, thank God for the Big 12 saying we're going to play 9 Big 12 games. Same thing for the some of these other conferences. Now, the SEC, should they have to play 9? Yeah, they should have to play 9. But think about it. They're playing 4 cupcakes.
Yep.
They're playing 4 versions of Kent State. We're only playing 1.
Let me give you an answer to the sold out. but not sold out question. You have to set back so many tickets for the opposing team. You have to set back so many tickets for, let's say, Parents Weekend. And those tickets are not always gobbled up. And as a result, you may have some left over. You put aside some for certain circumstances that, it doesn't require as many as you set aside, and those tickets become available. But they're reserved, they're gone. They're not for sale immediately. Now, game time might be a bunch of them for sale. Usually not, but...
you never know. Walk up to the ticket window.
That's right. And
somebody may have
that's why the secondary ticket market has taken off like crazy.
Yeah. Let's see here. Spike didn't have the budget for hotel rooms. Lost to TCU because Hanspard got poked in the eye by a TCU player, was experiencing double vision, so didn't play the rest of the game. He was our whole offense that season. Okay.
That would be a good reason.
Sure, but still, you got... Yeah. At some point in time, you have to go next man up, right?
Yeah, yep.
We lost that game, and that was one of those typical Tech games where you win games that you're not supposed to win, and you lose games that you're supposed to win, and the ox got stuck in the ditch, and the whole deal. You just could not get over the hump, and at some point in time, you got to get over the hump, or you're not going to be the coach anymore, and that's what happened to Spike. That's what happened to Cliff. Tommy Tuberville was on that same road, because if he doesn't leave for Cincinnati, he's going to coach one more year, then he's going to get fired. And guess what? Think about that. If Tuberville comes back, okay, if he doesn't work his way out of Texas Tech, and if Whit Babcock, who was his buddy at Auburn, isn't the AD at Cincinnati, okay, if Tuberville doesn't do that, if he doesn't leave, he's going to coach here one more year, and then he's going to get fired because they didn't extend him because he didn't win against Texas. If we'd beaten Texas like we should have that year, Tuberville's going to get extended, okay? He's going to get extended, and might still be the head football coach, because he had recruited pretty well. Regardless of what you want to say about him, he had recruited really, really well. He left a pretty full cupboard for Cliff Kingsbury. So you think about kind of this, how small this margin of winning and losing is. It's paper thin sometimes. So if he beats Texas, he gets extended. Okay. If he doesn't leave for Cincinnati, he gets fired. He's not going to be a U.S. senator, and he's not going to be the governor of Alabama.
Yep. Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
It's crazy.
Yep.
It's crazy. And Cliff's never your head coach, and he's probably still an offensive coordinator somewhere.
Yeah, he doesn't get the Arizona Cardinals job.
And Joey McGuire is probably. And here's the other thing. If Matt Wells doesn't lose to K-State, okay, Joey McGuire might be the head coach at K-State, not at Texas Tech.
Yep.
Because K-State wasn't really very happy with
or Baylor if he'd have stayed there.
Stayed there,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. Because if Baylor doesn't, if Matt Rule leaves, which he did, maybe McGuire gets that gig.
Yeah.
If he stays.
Yeah.
But
he didn't, and we got him.
Right. So it's just, it's always amazing. The closer that you get to these teams, or that you're around these situations, you realize how razor thin it is.
Yeah, it's in football especially. You're one injury, one muffed punt, whatever, away from having a bad season, because you only play 12 games.
What if Tubby Smith doesn't go one and done in the NCAA tournament?
Yep.
And he wins, and he makes it to the round of 32. Or what if he gets to a Sweet 16? Because that team was good.
Yeah.
Does he leave to go to Memphis?
No.
He might not.
Yeah.
He might not. And here's the other thing is, if he doesn't leave and go to Memphis, the Womble for Texas Tech gets built sooner than it did.
Yeah.
Because they were going to meet that day to talk about a basketball facility, and Tubby's flying off to driving his car to Amarillo, leaves his car there, and flies out of Amarillo to Memphis, and we've never seen him again.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's just it is crazy when you think about kind of the old ifs and buts kind of stuff. All right, here's the question. I got to get to this. This guy asked this question: how many games does Joey have to win? This is the exact question. How many games does Joey have to win this year to keep Cody happy?
I don't think there's a number.
I think it's about being in the Big 12 championship game.
No.
I think that's what keeps. Yeah. I think that's what makes everybody happy. Now, our head's going to roll if we don't. No, because there's always circumstances. Because you got the right guy. Yeah. You got the right guy. You just have to be patient enough to let. Here we go, everybody. You got to be patient enough to let the cake bake.
If you've listened to Cody Campbell in the last 3 days on a lot of interviews that he's done, he's pretty consistent saying we are playing for a chance to compete for the Big 12 championship and a college football playoff spot. And I think if you put yourself in position to where you're going into the last game or next to the last game or whatever, and you got a chance to be in there, I think that's a step in the right direction as far as Cody's eyes. And I heard him make a statement in one interview. We're not looking at this as we built this team this year and then it's over. We want to sustain.
Sure, this is a springboard.
That's right. We want to be one of those teams, And
Jamie and I talked about this the other day. And you know this from your experiences. It's easier to have a springboard with basketball because you're dealing with fewer players. But you're hoping that this can be a springboard like it was for Texas Tech basketball. Because look, when Tubby got here, we all know it was not good, to say the least. You know that better than anybody.
Yep, it was.
No, but there was a really good guy on staff.
There was a great guy on staff.
Great guy on staff.
That had no control over anything.
But you look good sitting over there. But the point is that we were able to parlay that success, and now with what you've got with Graham McCastle, and you hope that you can sustain it with him for a long period of time. You hope you can do this with Coach McGuire as well.
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, gentlemen, we've kind of hinted at this topic a little bit today, so I'm just going to go ahead and plow into it with this question. What is your best sports-themed vacation you have ever actually taken?
You mean a sports-themed, like where?
Like you went out of town to go to X sporting event specifically. Not a dream situation, not I would love to go to the Masters. You went to the Masters. You went to a weekend where you watched 5 baseball games over the course of 6 days kind of thing. What is the best sports-themed vacation you have ever taken?
I'll let you think.
Okay. Well, I've got one that was one specific event, and then I have one that was a kind of a sporgasmic weekend. If I can say that.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Okay. So the first one was, and I don't think I can ever repeat this. Was I did a high school football game. I drove with a guy all night to Lawrence. We slept out in front of a buddy's house in a car. Went to a KU football game. Then I did a junior college football game that night. We're playing Haskell Indian Junior College, and we literally have. And his name wasn't Danny Little Bear because he was a wrestler, but I mean, literally, you had Indian names at every position, and we had a guy from Louisiana throw like a 48-yard bomb on the first play of the game, and we creamed him. So that's the night of Game 6 of the '85 World Series. The next day, I get up, I go to a Chiefs game at noon, lost to the Broncos. Walked across the street, went to batting practice of Game 7 of the '85 World Series. I'm standing there with 5 other guys, and George Brett's taking batting practice. The Royals win the game 11-0, win the World Series. I end up in the locker room. I'm 25 years old. End up in the locker room after the game because I had a press pass. Even though it was restricted, it was mayhem. And and I'm standing just mere feet from when they gave the owner the trophy. And then the next day, me and another guy went to the parade, and then I went back to work.
pretty good packed weekend.
Now, the best one-time event would have been me and the lucky lady going to the AFC Championship game in Kansas City for the first time the Chiefs played the AFC Championship game at home and lost in overtime to Tom Brady.
Yeah. That's two pretty good ones. Real good ones, not pretty good. 1983, I had just left coaching and got into the television business. And the guy that got me in and my mentor in the business owned the TV station in Roswell where I started for a year and then came back to Lubbock when they bought the station in Lubbock. But he was on the CBS affiliate board as chairman. Well, the NCAA tournament carried by CBS was in Albuquerque that year. And he had some meetings on Monday of that week, and he said, "Would you like to go?" And I said, "Absolutely." Right. And so,
"Would you like to go?"
We went on Monday, and he had arrangements for me to sit in on all the production meetings all week.
Oh, my God.
And I got to see how they did things, and Brent Musburger, Gary Bender.
Gary Bender did that game with Billy Packer.
Yep, and Billy Packer and all those guys. It was kind of one of the things that jumped out of my mind is they were sitting there talking about camera shots with everybody, and they say, "Okay, Bobby Knight's going to be sitting right here. Coach Valvano's wife's going to be right," and they knew exactly where everybody was.
That's awesome.
And I thought, that's how does it get any better than this? Well, in my opinion, it did.
Sure.
I had one ticket to the game.
One.
So I go up and sit in my seat, and I go because the production crew's there 10 hours before the game, but I'm walking around and listening to those guys. So I go to my seat and I sit down, and the two seats beside me are open. And I kept thinking, well, somebody's going to come. And sure enough, minutes before the game started, and some people will remember this name, some people will never have heard this name, but Al McGuire, who became a famous basketball announcer and was at that time, sat right beside me with his wife. And Al McGuire and I talked the entire game.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he was like broadcasting the game. I mean, he told me, and I never will forget it, about 2 minutes into the second half, he grabbed my arm and he goes, "You wait and see. Valvano's going to start fouling every Houston player he can because they can't shoot free throws." And that's exactly what happened. Houston could not make free throws at the end, and they end up getting beat on that last second shot.
Guy Lewis had so much talent with that team.
Yep, but a thrill of a lifetime for me.
That's awesome.
Thrill of a lifetime for me.
That's awesome. That's a great question. Jeff, do you have one?
I mean, I don't know that it compares anything to anything on the chat line or what you guys have brought. I had an absolute blast on every one of our Rangers Fan Express trips that we used to be able to do. Mm-hmm. The bus would leave here at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. We'd head off to Arlington, catch the game, come back that day.
What was the guy's name that was the driver?
Eddie,
right?
The bus driver.
Yeah.
And he was a phenomenal guy, like just salt of the earth type dude. It's not our fault that we stopped doing them. The Rangers stopped doing them. It's no longer.
But how fun was that to be around? To be around a bunch of guys and girls or whoever that wanted
our listeners.
Yeah, that wanted to be there.
Tickets, they got on the bus. We left. Had an absolute blast.
That's
every
awesome.
single time we went.
It was a down and back kind of deal. Yeah,
but I mean, none of that compares to what you guys are talking about.
No, it does. I think
those were a lot of fun.
Yep, I can. You made friends probably out of it that are still friends today.
Oh yeah.
7:38 this morning. This from Carl, still in Colorado. Carl moves around. Usually he's in Carl's in California or Carl's in Lubbock. Took the family for 2 weeks at the '96 Atlanta Olympics. Watched basketball, track and field, water volleyball, swimming, closing ceremonies, and more. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's a great vacation to go to the Olympics in the USA.
We have Texas Tech at Mississippi when B.J. Simmons beat EJ.
I was there that night.
Manning,
600 and something yards.
Eli Manning is what he meant to say. It's just that
threw for 600 and something yards.
Yeah, bullfighter, best themed vacation 2023 Texas Rangers World Series game.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Got a '96 NBA All-Star game in San Antonio, included Fan Fest. Planet Hollywood also opened the same weekend, so there were celebrities everywhere. Chris Snead was also part of this trip. Okay. Tech Holiday Bowl against California. Game 3 in New York World Series. We lost, but it was the best.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
With Craig Wells, who's in for Jamie Lent this morning, and Jeff McGuire, I'm Chuck Heinz. Thank you for being with us today on the Morning Drive. We come to you from the First United Bank studio. Thoughts, comments, Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to doublet973.com for that, or the mobile app. Visual Edge IT hotline, it's open, 806-771-0973. We'll have the Rangers and the Astros tonight from Houston, and we'll have the Astros and the Rangers tonight from Houston on 100.7 The Score at 6:40, and here on Double T 97.3 at 6:30. My preference, I prefer the Rangers version. I prefer Eric Nadel, Matt Hicks, and Jared Sandler versus the Astro guys. The Astro guys are, I don't know, see you later kind of drives me crazy.
Big Eric Nadel
I'm
fan.
Big Eric Nadel fan.
And
I mean, he is
I was
awesome.
also a big Tom Grieve fan.
I was a big Tom Grieve fan too. I liked Steve Busby too.
Yes,
he was very good.
Yeah.
But you know, you got to
change happens.
Change happens. Let's see here. We get this from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. This group raised some girls, by golly. Yep, we sure did.
Yeah.
You know,
and loved every minute of it.
Yeah, and we did it. We did it before all these guys called themselves girl dads. Okay, because that term wasn't around when our kids were high school, junior high, middle school, going through those, and you know, when they were little girls, you know, going through those changes, and you know, where you're not very smart and then you become the smartest guy in the room. I mean, I always tell people that you go from being the dumbest to the smartest in pretty short order. Take some time, because I've run into some people here recently, Craig, who have daughters that are preteen or teen, and that, you know, it's the struggle years, because you know, mom's not very smart, and you know, they're being challenged, you know,
yep.
by different things. And I've told these mothers, I said, here's the good news for you, and they're like, well, I could use some. I said, well, here's the good. And my wife hates it when I tell people this, because there's always another side. But I said, you know, at some point in time when they're in their mid-20s, you're going to be really, really smart. I said, and here's the other thing, the mother of the mother is the head grandmother. And they're like, what? What is that? Yeah. I go, and they're like I said, the mother of the mother is the head grandmother.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, I like that. I needed to hear that today. So if you find yourself in that boat today, tell your wife or tell yourself, if you're the mother. Now, if you're the mother of the son, hey, you already know this. A son is a son until he takes a wife. A daughter's a daughter for the rest of your life. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean that you get abandoned. It's just the other side gets to curry the favor.
It's just
how it is.
It's different when you're the grandparents of the daughter.
Yeah.
It is different.
Yeah. So, at any rate, this from the Yates Flooring Center chat line. I bet being in the police academy or whatever training program doesn't pay the bills, so working in football for his dad allows some flexibility as he works through that. Basketball is what Kevin, and who knows, maybe Kevin Wagner has decided now he wants to be a basketball coach.
He's certainly been around it his whole life.
Yeah. Let's see. I never buy season tickets for football. Well, that's disappointing. You can always get tickets to any Tech game you want and don't have to endure games that shouldn't be on the schedule. Gave tickets up years ago after Tech would run a special during the season for $10 tickets right next to my high-priced season tickets. It's a slap in the face to do that to your customer. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it happens. It happens.
That was and believe it or not, it's discussed before those tickets are ever priced and put out to the public, because it does frustrate some people, and your frustration is not going unnoticed, I will tell you that.
But you're moving around, and you don't get to be around your buddies or be around your people.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Or point out, hey, there's, like I did last night, I was telling somebody, there's my tickets right up there. There's my seats right up there. Yeah. And the lucky lady's like, and I'm looking at the sun here, and it's 7 o'clock, and it's still beating down on our seats.
Yep.
But in October and November, what are we doing? She says that often.
Yep.
2 years ago for the Oregon game, I really wanted her to go, and I knew it was going to be a beatdown. So I bought some seats on the west side. So we sat on the west side for the first half in the shade, and then we went to our seats on the and you know
that's husband of the year material right there.
Everybody was happy. Everybody was happy. I said, now I want to go sit in our seats. And then we got to our seats. I'm like, see, aren't these so much better?
Yep.
So much better.
Yep.
Kim writes in, Las Vegas, New Mexico. When my son was in his senior year playing for Ruidoso High School for the state championship, we won in the final seconds with a touchdown pass in the end zone. Awesome, Kim.
It doesn't get much better than that. Watching your sibling, your sibling or your son or daughter or whatever
doing something
in that they really enjoy.
Going to Notre Dame football to watch a football game. This is dream vacation, sports vacations that actually happened. From a question of the day from Jeff at 7:30. We got there early and were able to go to the pep rally the night before. It was 2013, Manti Te'o's senior year when they went to the championship game. Yeah.
It's not high on my list, but that and the Big House, Notre Dame and the Big House, I'd like to just watch a game from there. Okay. It's not high on my list, but that's something I'd like to do.
That's from the Yates Flooring Center chatline.
LSU on a Saturday night's also on that list.
Off the Double T 97.3 mobile app, brought to you by Happy State Bank. All right. 2008, went to New York City with my aunt the last year of Old Yankee Stadium and Shea Stadium, then all the other New York City tourist stuff. But seeing those stadiums were the primary reason. That from Mark from Olive Branch, Mississippi. Thank you, Mark.
Good, Mark. I'm glad you got to do that. That's pretty cool, especially now that there's a new Yankee Stadium and all the history that was made in that old one. That's pretty cool that you got to do that. 2001, Game 6 of the World Series, lifelong Braves fan, got to see them clinch. Wife was laughing because my daughter and I had the same exact look as we were both sitting on the edge of our seats, intently watching every pitch. I had a friend's sports trip, but when you get a big one with your child, it has extra special meaning. Okay? Boy, doesn't it, though.
And then taking the young phenom and his dad and me and the lucky lady, when Patrick Mahomes got inducted into the Ring of Honor, just the cherished look on his face of just seeing his guy. I mean, of course, he's everybody's guy, right? Yep. But just seeing his guy on the sideline and then having, just the look on his face was worth it. Yep.
Absolutely.
This took, I've mentioned it here before, but September 23rd and 24th, 2000, Saturday the 23rd, watched Rafael Palmeiro hit his 400th at Ranger Stadium. On Sunday, watched T.O. get hammered by George Teague on the Star. Later, bought a chair signed by Teague from that Cowboy Stadium. Side note, watched two women get into a fist fight in front of us due to an argument of whether Troy Aikman should still be playing. Clothes ripped, an Aikman jersey thrown. Epic weekend. I had not heard that story before.
That's a good. That's a jam-packed weekend there.
Thank you for sharing that. This from Viva 73. My son has 4 daughters and one son. He loves every minute of it. He takes his daughters monthly on a date by themselves with them, and they go to a show. Order of the daughters wants to do, and then him and his son do something together as well. Hey, that's awesome as well.
That sounds like a great dad.
Yep.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.